And off he goes. We'll have to cryptically try and work out what Pep was talking about, unique circumstances.
To be fair, he frazzled me before the game. I don't want to think about it now. Do you know what? He's just the best. He's the best kind of... he just finds... He's the best innovator I think we've had in this game. Obviously, we've had some iconic managers, Sir Alex and, Arsene Wenger and Mourinho. But I just think Pep has taken the game to another level in terms of kind of the innovation. And today, honestly, I don't know what his formation was. There was 2 centre-backs, and it looked like a 4 and a 4, and I've never seen that before. But you know what? It worked. A lot of his players had space, a bit of freedom, and I think it surprised Crystal Palace.
Standards as well. We continue to talk about this with the top elite managers who are serial winners. At 2-0 up, we saw a close-up of Pep Guardiola, not happy, demanding more from his players. And this is almost game by game, isn't it? You think they were losing 2-0.
Yeah, again, this doesn't surprise me. I've seen that kind of reaction to... It's probably a misplaced pass. It's probably something very simple, but he treats every action as if it's 0-0. And that's how you get the winning mentality that his team and he has. I think he's... It's a level of frustration, but he kind of forgets it within the next action, so he doesn't dwell on it, he doesn't hold it against players, he doesn't hold grudges. It's, can we be consistent? And the process is equally as important as the outcome.
Driving standards continuously.
That's why you're better off sitting in this chair and not getting stressed out on the side there with that. But do you know what? I think that was about 80th minute, and it was 2-0 up.
Yeah.
I think they were level on goals, weren't they, with Arsenal at that point? And I think he was thinking, I need 2 or 3 more. Do you know, we need a couple more in case something happens with Arsenal, they draw. Could it be on goal difference? So I think it was that. It was that there was a ball that went out wide, it was a bit lazy. Sir Alex was like that. If the way to pass wasn't right, he used to come in and go mad. And I think for Pep in that moment, that pass, it was like, come on, guys, we got 10 minutes, we could get a couple more goals. And that could be, Johnny, we know that could be the difference in a title race. And again, you're right, Steve, it looks intense, but that's the standards you set. And I think he has created that. That's why he's won 16 trophies at Man City. And it might be 17 on the weekend, but standards he set, it's just been incredible.
See Joleon up nicely for that. He knows what it's like to win a title on goal difference, didn't he?
Yeah. Been trying to do my best.
Yeah. You were sort of...
Responsibility isn't just about getting on the ball and making things happen and looking good. It's about, are you in the right positions to notify their attack? And
even that little header.
Yeah.
It breaks. It's such an important thing, I think, when you're going to play in that midfield. I thought him and Bernardo Silva, even though they're not the biggest, I thought they controlled the game, but they dovetailed really well. And I think the biggest thing for Phil is sometimes you've seen him, he hasn't smiled. He looked happy today, and I think when you're happy, you can play with confidence.
76 touches. It has hardly played, but that's the most since December. But that's what City fans want to see, him on the ball as often as possible.
Definitely, and I do think the probably natural progression for him is taking over from Bernardo in regards to his role in the team. I think it's not all then about goals and assists, it's about the contribution. How can you control the tempo of the game? And there's not many better than Phil Foden at doing that. So if they can find a way to develop that skill rather than just... When we ever talk about Phil, it's how many goals has he got, how many assists has he got. It's not always the case. Even Doku's stats-wise isn't as great as other wingers in the league. But if you talk about how impactful he is on the game, then you recognise his ability.
I mean, Phil hasn't really played in the last 6 months. But I think in terms of goals, assists, he's probably got the same amount as Doku in and around. So that tells you, I mean, in the last month, we've been saying Doku might be arguably the best player in the Premier League. So... I think the impact he could have on the team... I think with Phil is people don't understand how quick he is and how explosive he is. So often you see him, he's always running. Pep, I think, sometimes likes players like Rodri and Bernardo that stand still. And I think if he can develop that and he stands, then he can use his burst of pace. But I thought today we saw a glimmer of him maybe playing a little bit deeper when Bernardo leaves next season.
That's a great point, isn't it? Because that's going to be a massive hole to fill, Bernardo Silva, captain this year. Phil Foden maybe, as you say, with some adaptation.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right there.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely got the capabilities and the attributes to do it. And obviously, the stature is very similar. The way they manipulate the ball is probably more explosive than Bernardo. It's probably just the defensive aspects of it, like them headers that we've seen, and understanding the positioning and being a bit more patient out of possession, because we know Phil Foden loves to get on the ball, but there's going to be times where you're not going to be involved in this attack. You need to kind of solidify the kind of counter-attack, and can he recognise their moments?
Okay, Phil.
It's a brilliant in terms of running in behind, and then obviously Phil Savinho played. He hasn't played much. Semenyo continues to have a big impact. Cherki came off the bench and was putting on a little bit of a show when he did as well. So it was. I was just delighted for Phil because he's Phil Foden. He's such a special player, and he deserves to show his talent on this stage.
And Marmoush, you have to be patient, don't you? I know he's had his injuries. When you want to play down the middle and you're behind Erling Haaland, you know the script, don't you, when you sign? So when you do get an opportunity, and he's just now scored in back-to-back Premier League games, just the second time in his career.
Yeah, it's important that you're efficient because the chances will come, because Man City will create chances, but you have to be patient because, as you said, Erling Haaland is unique to football. So if you want to challenge for his position, there's a lot of periods where you probably won't play and probably won't feature, but when given opportunity, you have to do what he's done over the last 2 games.
And maintain that sharpness, that concentration. I mean, that was a fine finish, wasn't it, that one?
Really good. Look, he's a very good goal scorer, but obviously he's probably not going to play as much with Haaland in there. And now I think with Doku and Semenyo kind of cementing those positions, Cherki as a number 10 plus Phil, there isn't... Do you know what I mean? So
Glasner's last Premier League game?
Yeah. I mean, look, stranger things have happened. Obviously, Arsenal are in a brilliant position. And, you know, City don't have easy games. You know, was it Bournemouth away and Villa at home?
Yeah, Villa.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
they're
Villa,
not bankers either, are they?
Well, without getting ahead of ourselves, Villa at home is 3 days after their European final, so they might well have been in celebration mode.
Look at you, they've just provided all the doubt here.
But, excuse me?
But I'm trying to be positive here, and you're just saying,
No, we're covering all scenarios. But Bournemouth away, on paper, is the hardest game. And City have to win that, whatever happens, to take it to the final day.
I don't know. Are Aston Villa guaranteed Champions League? Because I don't know.
Not yet.
Exactly. So if they don't win Europa League...
They could beat Liverpool on Friday and beat
Yeah, well, then hopefully that's the case. Because if they don't...
From Manchester City's point of view.
If they don't go to... from a Villa fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in regards to that, they could go to the Etihad and need to win to get into the Champions League.
Yeah.
So it could
Well, that's the last thing City won.
Yeah, there's so many factors that could be against City and for Arsenal and vice versa.
I say, that's if it goes to the final day. That Bournemouth away game is crucial. Whatever happens now, City have to win that to take this race to the final day.
Yeah, and I think that was a given anyway, regardless. Even if they hadn't dropped points against Everton, that was still the case. I do believe that is probably the toughest fixture, like you said, for a number of reasons. Their European campaign and Iriola's last game at home. So there's so
Bournemouth
many
still in the Champions League? Yeah.
Bournemouth, absolutely,
Yeah.
Because remember, if Villa finish 5th where they are now and win the Europa League, then 6th is Champions League.
Yeah.
And Iraola won't be there to see it.
I mean, my brain hurts from all these
Equations,
different equations. Yeah. No, I mean, to be fair, I think it's been such an interesting season because there's been so many twists and turns. Even like the Arsenal West Ham game the other day, it was just
crazy.
It was crazy, and that's why I just still think that we might get one more.
Yeah, so just to remind, to say what I was telling Jolien there, the first game of this weekend is Villa-Liverpool Friday night. If Villa win that, then they are guaranteed Champions League football.
So again, that is not a given to play Liverpool. It's not a given to beat them. Liverpool obviously need the points themselves. So, but even if there is a winner in that game, Bournemouth win their last 2 games and they qualify.
They could do.
Yeah, they could qualify. So it's still everything to play for.
Points. And Liverpool or Villa could lose both of those or only get 1 more point.
Well, Brighton are in the mix, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're not playing Manchester City.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that. I mean,
they are absolutely, yes.
You know, and we've got Leeds away and United at home, so that'll change, I think.
Oh, it has to change. Not all of them can win, and not all of them can lose. So it's definitely going to change. It's just in the favour of which team, and you have to say it's going to be in favour of Arsenal. I don't see them dropping points against Burnley, in the greatest respect, and you'd like to think in the last game of the season they would see it out.
But you would like to think, as difficult as it is, if City know they've got to win at Bournemouth, they could do and take this wonderful race to the final day.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was at the Emirates, Bournemouth against Arsenal, and I sat right behind Iraola, and I couldn't believe how good his team played. I couldn't believe what a job he did, how calm he was. Stevie just stood there, just making notes. really chill. Everybody else around him was stressed and chaotic, and I think I couldn't get over how composed and how brilliant his team played tactically. Absolutely, steamrolled Arsenal at the Emirates, so they could easily beat Manchester City. But again, he's playing for probably one of the biggest jobs if he wants one. He's obviously leaving Bournemouth, and I think he deserves a top job because his team's in possession, out of possession, they're exceptional. They play super aggressive. Players improve. He sells half his team. He doesn't care. He makes them better. And they've got some real flair in there as well. Ryan is a terrific player on that right-hand side. He's found a bit of form. Anything could happen, I think, in any of these games.
And what it does mean as well is if Arsenal do win the league, they can't win it and lift the trophy at home now with this scenario. It would either be obviously dancing around their living rooms on Tuesday night when City don't win at Bournemouth, or at Crystal Palace. So they can't do it at the Emirates, Arsenal.
Yes, I don't think there's a bad way to win the trophy in a bad location. They'll be celebrating.
After 22 years.
Yeah, I think they'll find a way to celebrate and
Wherever
watch
they
and congregate together. I'm sure the fans will enjoy it. So, listen, ideally...
In an ideal world, the fans want to see it, but...
Yeah, of course you do. Ideally, you want to do it at home, the last game of the season, whatever that looks like. But if you're winning it after 22 years, as you said, you take it at Selhurst Park.
I mean, it will be... I mean, they still got the Champions League final to play for. I know they're underdogs against PSG, but to take that momentum into that type of game, in a one-off game, they can beat PSG, with David Raya and that back four. I think Declan Rice is going to start... It will play deeper, play as a six in that Champions League final. So, still so much to play for. And it could be a historic season for Arsenal.
You two both won it on the last day in the Premier League. That's what we want, isn't it? We want that nerves and drama and...
Now I'm out of the game, yeah. When I was in the game, I don't want it like that at all. But yeah, it is obviously very more dramatic to win it that way. But I think both of them teams now would take winning it the penultimate game of the season.
You won it at Wigan, didn't you? Of all places. Yeah. But mind you, about half the stadium that day were United fans, to be fair.
But you know what? I didn't think there was any... I don't even know. I didn't even think for half a second there was any doubt. Not even... And we had a Champions League final to come as well, so I just think you kind of had this inner belief that you were going to get over the line.
You were in a similar situation to what Arsenal are now.
Yeah, but you had a lot more experience at winning.
So
less nerves. So
I'd say no nerves.
Yeah. And if you didn't win the league...
I'm not trying to be that.
Yeah.
Steve, I swear I didn't even start the game. I'm thinking, we'll be good, yeah. I mean, Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez, Giggs, Scout. I mean, you could pick any of them. And we would have been good.
He's just showing off now, dropping names. Let's not talk about nerves and two Champions League final penalty shootouts, because we digress. That's a fascinating story. Let's get back to the game tonight. Phil Foden, we talked... Gvardiol is waiting to speak to us, who made his return, of course, tonight after 27 games out. And what a return with that win. Josko, well done. How good does that feel?
Thank you, guys. First of all, hi to everyone. Finally I'm back. It hasn't been easy job and journey, but yeah, I'm glad to be back and glad to get some first minutes as well.
And also to be back in a game where you had to win, and you did win very professionally in the end.
Yeah, as you said, we have to win every game till the end of the season. So yeah, we got the 3 points today. Now we need to focus on Saturday, FA Cup final. So yeah, quick recovery and then we travel to London.
Josko, congrats on coming back and playing your first game. I know it's been a long time and it's always hard to be out injured. Jolien and I were kind of joking and guessing before what the formation was, because it looked, I don't think I've ever seen it. It was like a 2-4-4, or what position were you playing, by the way? Because you seem to be everywhere.
First of all, I didn't expect that I'm gonna be in starting 11. But yeah, position as a positional fullback, left fullback, and then with the ball in a pocket with Phil. So it's something that I used to play last season. So not something unusual for me, but it was a lot of running today, so I'm a bit exhausted.
Josko, it's Jolien. How much confidence does it give you knowing that Pep enjoys and trusts you in such an advanced position?
It gives me a lot. It gives me a lot, especially as I mentioned now. I didn't expect that I'm gonna be in first 11, starting 11, and yeah, I'm more than happy to get my first minutes, especially now because it's the end of the season and we know that we are still here fighting, hoping that a miracle can happen. So yeah, happy to be with the team, and especially today to get some minutes.
Yeah, and you say fighting and hoping. How, you know, you keep doing all you can do, isn't it? Just, you know, pick up those wins and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean it's simple. Just win every like next game, and I mean, guys, you know better than me. This is Premier League, and we know how interesting it is actually in the last game of the season.
And just finally, I know you're not even thinking about it yet. You've got an FA Cup final and Premier League games, but 35 days' time, you play England, our country, in the World Cup. So nicely to be back for you for that one.
Yeah, so yeah, it will be nice. Hoping that I'm gonna make it as well to the World Cup. But yeah, let's go game by game and try to win FA Cup on Saturday.
Good luck with all of that, Josko. Great to see you back.
Look, good luck.
Great to see you.